Hi, it's Mark Hyman, and welcome to St. Louis. Due to the coronavirus, which I'm sure all of you have heard a little bit about, the city of St. Louis is shut down. So I thought since it's pretty hot today, I'd get out one of my cars, take it for a ride, and tell you a little bit about the car and why I love it so much. So this car is a 1931 Bentley 8-liter Tourer, chassis number YX5112. I'm sure you're all going to remember that. There will be a test when we're done. It's one of the last 8-liter Bentleys built. It's a short chassis, 12 that was rebodied into a dual windshield Tourer in the early 1960s. Interestingly enough, in 1964, the car won the Best of Show trophy at the Goodwood pageant, which was a concours in the day, period. Let me show you around a little bit. I bought this car in 2007, and it was quite an adventure actually how I found it. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but let me tell you why I love this car. It's big, it's bad, it's fast, it's loud, and it does everything that a car should do. It's 100 miles an hour all day long with 4 people in it. You can go through the mountains with ease. And when you're driving it, you become part of the car. It takes a lot of energy to drive it. It takes a lot of muscle to steer it, but you become one with the car. And it's amazing to experience the car and then realize that it was built in 1931. The best part of this car is the story of how I found it, however. And it's a lengthy story, but I'm going to shorten it because I know you're going to get bored really fast. But back in 2007, I went to Ohio to look at a Cord fan. Well, it turns out that the guy that I was supposed to see wasn't going to be there until the next day. So, being the resourceful car hunter that I am, I went through my notes, which back then was notes, not a database, and remembered that I had met a guy many years prior at a vintage car auction named Roy Wild. So I called Roy and I said, "Hey Roy, you're around, I want to come see you." Well, I went to see him. Turns out he lived in this enormous house. He no longer lived there. He lived in Florida. The house was dilapidated. But what I found out that nobody knew is that Roy had amassed a pretty amazing collection of vintage Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Packards, and just about anything you could imagine. There was roughly 30 cars there. A visit with he and his wife through the day turned out to me owning all of those cars by the end of the day, which was mind-boggling. It's what I call a second-generation barn find. So this is the car that, out of the whole collection, that I chose to keep. It is near and dear to my heart, and I've had it all over the world. I've done the Bentley Rally in Switzerland. I've done the Colorado Grand 12 or 14 times. It's the car that I put the dog in and go get ice cream. It's the car that I do rallies in. And it's the car that, when we're stuck at home with the coronavirus, I take out and go play with. So I hope you've enjoyed this terrible video as much as I've enjoyed sharing the car with you. And I want you to stay healthy and have fun.